Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'll tell you the story of the monk and the elephant. Long ago in the kingdom of Vanapura, there lived a majestic elephant named Nalagiri. He was the pride of the royal stables, enormous, intelligent, and noble. Nalagiri was not just any war elephant. He was the king's personal mount and had marched beside him in many battles. His great tusks gleaming like ivory swords, his ears flapping like banners in the wind. King Surasena loved Nalgiri dearly. He would visit the elephant each morning, feeding him ripe bananas and sugar cane. Nalagiri responded to commands with grace, bowed before the royal flag, and could lift logs, salute with his trunk, and even kneel before elders. But the elephant's true greatness lay not in his strength, but in his character. He was calm in chaos, gentle with children, and never crushed even the smallest of creatures in his path. In all the land, no creature was more admired than the king's elephant. One day, King Surasena decided to lead a campaign in the north. He left Vanapura for several months, taking his generals and royal elephants except for Nalagiri, who was to rest in the palace stables. With the king away, the palace grew quieter. The head Mahout, elephant keeper, who had once been strict and disciplined, became lax. He allowed other Mahouts and servants to gossip, laugh, and quarrel loudly near the stables. Slowly, things changed. Nalgiri, once noble and serene, began to act strangely. He would grow restless, flap his ears violently, and sometimes roar without reason. He refused to eat some days, and on others, he stomped his feet with fury. That one morning, disaster struck. Nalgiri broke loose. He charged through the palace garden, trampling flower beds, smashing a golden statue of the goddess Lakshmi, and shattering a marble fountain with his tusks. Soldiers ran for cover, servants screamed. It took hours and great risk to calm him down and return him to the stable. Everyone was stunned. The gentle Nalgiri had turned savage. The ministers were alarmed. The royal elephant, once an emblem of grace, was now a threat. Some suggested chaining him permanently. Others whispered about putting him down. But a voice of reason rose. Acharya Dhananjaya, a wise old monk who had once taught the king as a boy. "Let me observe the elephant for 3 days," he said, "and then pass judgment." Permission was granted. Then Acharya went to the stables, carrying nothing but a mat and a staff. He sat beneath a fig tree in sight of the elephant and watched quietly. He did not speak, he did not interfere. He listened. He heard the stable boys laughing crudely, mocking each other. He saw them argue, shout, and even toss stones at birds for fun. He saw them tell lies, cheat in games, and use harsh language with the animals. He heard their jokes, filled with insults and anger. And each time they did, he saw Nalgiri react, flapping his ears, grinding his feet, and grunting angrily. By the third day, the monk had seen enough. The ministers gathered in the palace courtyard. Even the queen arrived, anxious for an answer. Acharya Dhananjaya stood before them. "Your Majesty," he began, "your elephant is not mad. He is not sick. He has simply been poisoned, not by food or water, but by words." The crowd murmured. He continued, "Elephants are not like ordinary beasts. They are intelligent and sensitive. For months, he has been listening to shouting, cruelty, and wickedness. The noble Nalgiri has become what he hears." The king frowned. "Then how do we bring him back?" "Change what he hears," said the Acharya. "Let me show you." That very day, the monk took charge of the stables. He dismissed the gossiping servants and brought in monks, singers, and poets to recite verses of kindness and tales of virtue near Nalgiri. Children came to sing simple songs of peace. The monk himself read sacred chants each morning beneath the same fig tree. At first, Nalgiri seemed restless. But by the fourth day, he had stopped stomping. By the seventh, he began eating calmly, and on the 10th day, he bowed his mighty head to Acharya. Word spread through Vanapura, the king's elephant had returned. When King Surasena returned from his campaign, he rushed to the stables. Nalgiri was waiting, his eyes calm, his tusks polished, his trunk lifted in salute. The king knelt and touched the elephant's broad forehead. "My old friend," he whispered, "you are well again." The Acharya stood nearby. "Remember, your majesty," he said, "a creature becomes like its company. Even the wittiest elephant can lose himself among fools." The king nodded. From that day forward, the stables were filled with music, kindness, and dignity. The servants were trained in gentleness, and Nalgiri, the king's elephant, remained a symbol of how virtue can be lost and reclaimed. So, the moral of the story is that we become like what we listen to and live around. Keep noble company, for your thoughts and character are shaped by your surroundings. Thank you, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more such fascinating stories. Bye bye, and see you all very soon in my next video.